Okay, we're live. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody out there, Facebook and YouTube. Good to see you. Say hello in the comments. This morning, I'm going live with the student Sunil, whose native language is Nepali, and we're going to be working on some accent training. And we're doing this as a special session during our May sale because we want everyone to know that there is a warm welcome into Rachel's English Academy happening right now. And as you can see at the top, we have an extra special code that's good only during this webinar. So if you like what you see and you think I'm interested in working the same way Sunil is working, I want to try out the Academy, then join now with the code LIVE10. You can go to rachelsenglishacademy.com. And the way it works is I go live and work with students once a month. But of course, in between, we give so much student support, and there is a ton of content in the community, in the Academy for students to work with. So if you have questions as we go, drop them in the comments. My team is going to be looking at them, pulling them into a spreadsheet for me for after we get started. But first, let me ask everybody out there a question. Have you, Deadlock says hello. Well, that's an interesting username. Hello. Have you guys heard of Rachel's English Academy before? I know you're all here because you know that I have a Facebook page and a YouTube channel where I teach American English pronunciation. But did you know that I also have an academy where I've created courses based on all my decades of learning from teaching students, and I have pulled it all into one place. If you knew that already, let me know. I'm just curious. If not, check it out, rachelsenglishacademy.com. Hey, everybody. All right, I'm going to go ahead and bring Sunil in. Okay, hi, Sunil. I think I need to ask you to unmute. Okay, I just did. I think you should be good.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Hey, can everybody out there hear me and Sunil? Can you guys hear both of us without any problems? Sunil, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, my name is Sunil. I'm from Nepal, and I've been living in Australia for 5 years.
What took you to Australia originally?
I came here with my wife. She's doing her study here. She's doing her PhD.
Okay. And what are you doing while you're here? Are you able to work or not with the kind of visa?
Yeah, I'm working. I'm working as a disability support worker.
Okay. That sounds like an important job. Okay, Sunil, I listened to some of your posts in the Academy, and I thought, I know exactly what I want to work on with this guy, but I want to give you the chance first to tell me, is there something you want to work on? Or something that you have found particularly difficult or confusing about the lessons, the courses in the Academy?
Yeah, I've been struggling to pronouncing some of the word like the O-yets, like a cold or cold, hold, cone, those kind of things, yeah.
Okay, so the
And
O
sometimes,
diphthong.
yeah, O diphthong, yeah.
Okay. All right. I did see your challenge on that. So we'll work on that. But first, I want to work on another topic that I have written down. And if somehow I forget to work on the O diphthong with you, just make sure you remind me, okay? Sometimes I get so into what I'm teaching that I forget things. Okay, so I want to work with you on the rhythm of English. I noticed in your introduction video a lot of the times when you were free talking to the camera that there was a lot of syllables feeling the same length. And that also happened when you said that you came here with your wife. And every syllable felt the same length. And I know that you've been going through the daily plan. I know you're in some modules further down. Have you looked at the Essentials course at all?
Yep, I'm working on that, yeah.
You're working on that. Okay, good. Because that really, as you know from the very beginning, the very first thing that we work on there is the rhythm and how we have to have some syllables be so short and some be longer. The reason why I start with that is because I believe that rhythm impacts people's ability to understand a student as much as, if not more than, the sounds. It helps us get our bearings when we hear the speech of someone else. If the rhythm is super different, it's hard for us to even take in the whole thing. We have to really focus when we're hearing. So when we're listening. So I'm going to type something in chat. And for those of you on the live stream, you won't be able to see it, but I'll tell you what I'm typing. But for Sunil and everyone that is in Rachel's English Academy that joined in the Zoom classroom, they will be able to see it. So this is the sentence that we're going to work on. And for everybody out there, I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it overly clearly. I came here with my wife. Okay. So let me hear you just take a try at that sentence without me saying anything.
I came here with my wife.
Okay, that already had more contrast in it than the first time you said it. The first time you said it, of course, you weren't thinking about the rhythm. And you said, I came here with my wife. Dot, 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 dot. Good idea of up and down, but very much so all the same. I came here. Instead, we want I. Not I, but I. Can I hear you just start with that first simple word, I? Exactly. Now, people out there might be like, I didn't hear anything. I mean, I heard it. It's subtle, but that's exactly what we want. We don't want I. We want, in this case, we want I. It's quiet, it's short, and it's just part of the word came. I came.
I came.
Exactly. Your I could be even shorter there. I came.
I came.
Yes. So there you made it maybe half as long. It was good the first time, but it was even better this time. This time it sounded totally natural in the relationship to came. So let's just play it, say it. You guys, the play it, say it method is one that we use to build habits. After we learn something and get it, we have to turn it into a habit or we can't use it in conversation. So, I came.
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 Okay, I love that. So many of those, your I was extremely short. And I also loved, it linked right in. I loved that came went up and then down. That is the shape we want. That is clear. That sounds so good. So what was the rest of the sentence? It was, I came here with my wife. So let's just take my wife because it's the same pattern. One teeny tiny little word attached to one longer stressed word. So instead of saying my, we're going to be saying my. Let me hear that.
My.
Shorter.
My.
Shorter.
My.
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 Quieter.
My.
My. Maybe lower in pitch. My.
My.
Yes. So we're taking a little bit more out of it, and that's what I want. My.
My.
Let's play it, say it, that. And I want you to focus on, maybe even close your eyes. Just focus on what you're hearing. My.
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 Good. I want to ask people out there watching on YouTube and Facebook, could any of you hear a difference between our two my's? Ali is here. Mateus Fandresina. Sorry, I'm messing up your name, from Madagascar. Can you guys hear a difference? I felt like some of your, Sunil, were still twice as long as mine. Now it was so short that twice as long really isn't that bad. So I don't want to make it sound like that was still a huge problem, because it wasn't. But it could have been even shorter some of those times. A couple of those times it was perfect. So now let's link it in. to the word wife. And just like you did with came, beautiful, easy, up, down shape of stress. So let me hear my wife.
My wife.
I like it, but here's what I'm getting. My wife. I want my. So we're taking my and we're making it my. My.
My wife.
Yes. So that's it. Does that feel different to you?
Yep. It's a little bit easier, I think.
That's good. Easier is always better. It's quieter and faster. So sometimes there's people it's harder to do that because it's not their habit. For you, you're taking away some of the effort, so it's easier. Let's just play it, say it that. I think it actually is probably easier to say the word my this quickly when it's with the next word. It's easier than it is when we're just trying to drill it by itself. My wife.
My wife.
Right, my wife.
My wife.
My wife.
My wife.
My wife.
My wife.
Okay, now let's look at the whole sentence. We haven't done with yet. Let's actually do with and my together. With my.
My.
With my.
With my.
So everybody out there, if you heard me say with my, would you know what that was? Most native speakers would be able to identify that, but a lot of them would be like, why are you saying it like that, Rachel? But we never say with my by itself. It doesn't have meaning by itself the way like Rachel or what has meaning by itself. This is always part of something else. When it's part of something else, we need the contrast for clarity. So with my has to become with my, in order to be clear. So let's just play it, say it with my. A little bit, Sunil. It's going to sound too quiet, maybe too mumbled, too low in pitch, not enough air or energy in the voice. It's exactly what we want with my.
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 With mine.
Yeah, I liked that. That was my favorite. The TH was even less there. And TH is a tricky sound, so sometimes people think, I gotta really make it. But actually, and with my, like, I don't really hear, there's not a very distinct TH sound with my. All right, let's try the whole phrase with my wife becoming with my wife.
My wife.
With my wife.
With my wife.
Yeah, so with my, so quiet, so subtle, I totally get them, I hear them, I feel them, I know that's what you're saying. And when you do it that way, the clarity just pops in. Okay, now for a big challenge, let's just try the whole phrase. We might need to stop and break it up more. And I hope everyone there can see right now the way that we're working is how I ask all my students how to work, which is break it up into small parts and drill that. It's the only way to really get better. Otherwise, there's too much happening at once. We can't focus on one thing. I see a question coming in about the 10% off. Yes, if you sign up now, that coupon code LIVE10 works. After the webinar, the coupon code will not work. So now's the time to sign up. But Sunil, and you probably saw this if you're working on essentials right from the beginning, we're taking the at reduction and we're working on it just like we are here. I came. All of those phrases are at work, at school, at home. And it's all about just drilling that segment. But now we're going to try the whole phrase and let's just see where it gets us. It's honestly too soon to advance to the whole phrase, but let's just try it. So the phrase was, I came here with my wife. And we want to try, we're going to have two up-down shapes. I came here with my wife. So here with my has to become here with my. Do you want to, let's just drill that first for a second. Here with my.
Here with my.
Exactly. Quiet, low in pitch, low in energy. Here with my.
With my.
Here with my.
here with my.
And I'm sure it's not helpful that I have a cold right now. I apologize to everybody. I know it makes my speech a little bit harder to understand, so my apologies. But Sunil, you're doing a great job with the imitation. Okay, so now we're going to try the whole phrase. I came here with my wife.
I came here with my wife.
Pretty good. Pretty good. Your unstressed words stayed nice and slow. Can I, nice and short. Can I see it with the arm? I came here with my wife.
I came here with my wife.
Yes. I can tell that you're like, Rachel, this feels silly. That's fair. But I do like to see my students work with their bodies sometimes because it helps relax other things. And it also gives our mind the idea, okay, when I do this, I'm going over the top. I have the up-down shape of stress. Everything else is super mumbly. I came here with my wife. Let me hear that again. I came here with my wife.
I came here with my wife.
Yes. Now that time you're here with my was even faster than the first time you did it. And it's perfect. It's so clear that way when we have the really short with the longer, clearer syllables. How does that feel to try to speak English that way?
Came here with my wife. Yeah. I think it is a little bit quieter.
Mm-hmm.
Do the people understand me if I speak in that way? Because I'm already, my voice is a little bit lower.
Mm-hmm. That's not a problem, honestly. The lower voice is helping your placement, I would say. As long as came and wife have the volume and the up-down shape of stress. I mean, honestly, one of the main things I work on with people is taking energy out of the unstressed syllables. And your voice, maybe it's a personality thing, so sort of already kind of a little bit that way. So it's not an issue. I don't feel like I have to say louder stressed syllables. That's not an issue. So I don't think you need to worry about that. It really is amazing. I have a video on my YouTube channel. And if someone on my team can find it, it might be kind of hard and post it in the comments. But it's where it's called something like native speakers can't understand this. And I took a phrase like the one we're working on. I came here with my wife from a movie or something, and I edited out the stressed words and I played just for them here with my. So I would play them a clip of someone's going here with my. And I would ask my friends, what are they saying? And my family, and their guesses were all over the place. So when they heard just that, native speakers, for the most part, could not identify the words. And they would ask to hear it again, and then they'd make a different guess. But then when I played the whole sentence, right away, zero effort, they understood it. And I honestly, it blows my mind that this is true. Because whenever I tell students, take it out, quiet that down, take out the air and the energy, they think, but no one can understand those words. And it's true. My native speaker friends and family could not understand just those words. But you put it into a full sentence and immediately, instantly, they understood those words without having to think about it at all. So I don't think you need to worry about that being too quiet. If all of your speech was at that level, that would be very hard to understand. But you are letting your stress words and syllables be louder, be longer, have the up-down shape of stress, so it sounds just right. Okay, you came here with your wife. You know what? Let's just have you talk for another bit, and we'll pick another sentence like this that we can work on to work on the contrast. So tell me anything about your day. Is it very late there?
Yeah, it's one.
Wow, thank you for signing up for this slot.
I just don't want to squander this opportunity, that's why.
Let's take that sentence. I just don't, I got to put on my glasses. I just don't want to squander this opportunity. I mean, that's a great sentence. The word squander, you've used some sophisticated words there. So I want to hear you say, I just don't. Say it the way that you think you should with the rhythmic contrast.
I just don't want to squander this opportunity.
Pretty good. But just is actually going to become this. Just.
I just
Yeah,
don't
exactly.
want to
Forget the
squander
T.
this
Forget the T because the next word begins with a consonant. So we're going to take just the first three words. I just don't. I just becomes I just.
I just
Yes,
don't.
exactly. I just don't.
Don't.
Yes. And I do recognize that don't has that O diphthong, and we're going to work on that next. Okay, want to. How are you going to pronounce that?
Wanna.
Yeah, but that's twice as long as we need it to be.
Want to.
Wanna.
Just want.
Wanna.
Wanna.
Right. Quieter, shorter, faster. Wanna squander.
Squander.
Yes, wanna squander. Let's take the words want to squander. Wanna squander.
Wanna squander.
Can you make wanna even shorter? Wanna. And maybe lower. Wanna. Wanna squander.
Wanna squander.
Yes, that's it. That is very clear. Making wanna less clear makes the phrase itself more clear. Okay. Let me hear you say this opportunity.
This opportunity.
Now let me hear you say it the way you think I want to hear it in a sentence. I don't want to hear this.
I just don't want to squander this opportunity.
Yeah, this. You brought it down. You made it quieter. That's exactly right. I do want to say opportunity. The last T should be a flap T. That's going to smooth it out, make it sound more American. I'm hearing you say opportunity, T. And that true T sound isn't, you will almost never hear a native speaker make that a true T. So let me hear you say opportunity.
Opportunity.
Yes, let's play it, say it.
Opportunity.
Let's play it, say it. Opportunity.
Opportunity.
That was tunity. Tunity. I want tunity. Tunity. Let's just do that. Tunity.
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 Opportunity.
Opportunity.
Right. Does everyone hear how the pitch for opper is going up? Opportunity. And the pitch for the other two syllables are coming down. This is a perfect word because it has middle syllable stress to look at what the pitch does. It's either gliding up to or falling away from a peak of stress, which happens on, in this case, the middle syllable. Opportunity. Opportunity. Let me hear that again.
Opportunity.
Faster. Opportunity.
Opportunity.
Yes. That's a very good pronunciation. All right, now let's go back. We're going to hit up the O diphthong a little bit. Guys, if you have any questions about what you've seen, just throw them in chat. Sunil and I are just going to spend a minute or two on the O diphthong, and then I can get to all of your questions. Okay, you brought up the word cone, like an ice cream cone. Yeah, and I want to also work on the word no, like no. Okay, so let me hear you say cone.
No.
Okay, that's actually fine. That O diphthong is actually fine. Let me hear. I'll type a series of words for you in the chat. Do you see the chat? Do you have that open?
Cone. Both. Most.
Yeah, with cone was pretty good. Both and most were a little bit less clear. Bull. So I want more jaw drop from the very beginning. That's what I heard, and that's what I don't want. I don't want bow. I want bow. Think of maybe before you round your lips. Bow.
Bow.
Yes. So it's really about relaxing and moving in. It's not about the end position, bo. It's about bow. It's about starting relaxed and moving into it. That's actually the biggest issue that people have with this sound is they go right into the position, bo. But we have to have the relaxation and the moving in order to hear both sounds, which is what we want. Both.
Both.
Perfect. Now do it with this word.
Most.
That was okay. I want more of the oh before the lip rounding.
Most.
Yes. I'm going to come up with one more word.
Low.
Okay, lo. What do you think I don't like about that one? Lo.
Low.
Yeah, the lip rounding came too quickly. I have to have the relaxation first. Low.
Low.
Let me hear you say la.
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 Again, la.
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 Low.
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 That was okay. You're emphasizing the second half more. If anything, in a diphthong, emphasize the first half. La. Oh. Low. Not low. If we're going to hold it out, we want to hold out the first sound. Low. Let me hear you do that.
Low.
Yes. That's what to work on. That is what to work on. Do that 100 times today. Low. And then go to the O diphthong lesson in the vowels and diphthongs course. Do all of those in slow motion and in your mind focus on the rounding happens at the end. Low. No. Show. Exactly. So that's the only thing, and this is like I said, this is true for 90% of the people working on this diphthong, is there's not enough of the relaxed sound before the lip rounding. They see O, they think lip rounding, and they go right to it. But we want to start more relaxed. Let's hear code.
Code.
Yes, that is the ticket. Relaxed and then moving in. Okay, Sunil, so here's what you're working on. You're going to go work on the O diphthong in the vowels course. I also want you to stick with essentials. Essentials does really hit up that rhythmic contrast that we want, like with the at reduction. But when you're done with that, the next thing I would probably do is the stress 3 course, because that focuses on all of these words, like at, that become like for, that becomes for. All of these reductions. And it should be so quiet, so fast, so low, that if I said just that word, a native speaker wouldn't understand me. It needs to be that. It needs to be not understandable by itself. But then when it gets popped into the sentence, bam, instantly easy to understand. Sunil, thank you so much for staying up until 1 a.m. to go live with me in this lesson. I appreciate
Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity.
You're welcome. And keep it up with the posting into the community group.
Okay.
And getting that teacher feedback.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much, Sunil. I appreciate it. Go get some sleep.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay. Give me just 1 second to put Sunil back in the other part of the classroom here in the Zoom room for Rachel's English Academy students. Okay, perfect. And now I can go hit up some of the questions that have come in. Puneet is asking about what is the single course about in Essentials. The single course of Essentials is the essential part of the American accent. We cannot teach you everything in one short course. The goal was to make a course that is maybe 5-ish weeks long, where people can see real improvement and gain a much deeper understanding for the approach. Most people who go through it will want to do more. Some people will go through it and think, okay, I get this and I'm happy with where I am. But it's sort of, you can think of it as the essential concepts, perfecting a few of the essential concepts. So you get to perfect a couple things, some micro skills. I give you 10. But then also you get to understand how the whole process is going to work if you decide you do want to keep going. Someone's asking about the price of speaking class. So I wonder if you mean the live classes with me. Those are free for anyone who is a lifetime member or has an ongoing membership. Every month we ask for volunteers. And I would say maybe as far as it working for people's schedules and stuff, maybe like 6 people sign up and we take 3 or we take 2. So that's like a 1/3 chance of getting to work with me. So you may need to volunteer a couple months in a row before you get chosen. Someone says they're unable to sign up. Maz is saying that. Maz, can you please let us know what the issue is that you're having when you're trying to sign up? Okay, I'm going to go look at the Academy student questions and then I'll come back to the live feed stream. Okay, someone's asking about the reduction of we are. Like, we are going. So, as I said yesterday in my live stream with Ricardo, it's very common to speak in contractions. Way less common to say we are. Way more contraction to say we're. Sorry about my Ricola. I don't want to lose my voice. So we are becomes we're going. We're. Just like what we did with Sunil. It's quiet. It's fast. It's low in pitch. It links into the next word. We're going. Carl Heinz has asked, doesn't it depend on where I want to put the stress? I came here with my wife. Or I came here with my wife. Or I came here with my wife. Yes, totally. But in most, the reason why you would stress it like I came here with my wife would be if I was misunderstanding who you came here with. If I was like, you came here with John's wife, I came here with my wife. So you wouldn't want to stress my unless we were clearing up something about whose wife did you come here with. Or if I was like, you came here with your mother, and you're like, I came here with my wife. So you would only want to stress my or wife if there's a misunderstanding about who you came here with. If it's just you're sharing about yourself. I've met you. I've asked you why you've come here. So we already know we're talking about here, so that's not going to need to be stressed. And we already know we're talking about you, so you don't need to stress I came here. Almost always verbs are going to be stressed, although if there's a bunch of verbs, you won't stress all of them. I came here with my wife. So I had just asked, why did you come here? And I hear came and wife. Those are the 2 stress words, and now I understand. Oh, okay, I understand why he came here. If you said, I came here with my wife, then I would be like, I'm not actually getting the information I need here to understand. But yes, stress changes depending on what we need to clarify. I have not found that to be a huge problem with students. Most students can figure out intuitively what they would stress naturally in a way that sounds right. And it's only if they need to clarify something, that they're going to stress something else. But Karl-Heinz, that is true. You can stress other words depending on if there's been a misunderstanding. Okay, we have two students who have the same question. Henry and Chanchal. Do you have the video in the Academy that is a general guideline or rule about syllable stress? If not, could you touch on it a bit? My sounds are fine, but I make a lot of efforts by putting stress on the wrong syllable. I wish that there were good rules about this. There's not great rules about this. However, if you do go to the stress courses, we have 4 of them. I can't remember which one now, but one of them has all of the stress rules relating to suffixes. That is one place where we actually have real rules. Most places, if we have any rules about anything, there are so many exceptions, it's hardly even worth learning the rules. But we do have rules about syllable stress when it comes to suffixes, and that is in one of the stress courses. It might be stress 1, but I can't remember exactly. But if you go to the courses tab, you can filter the courses out, select stress, and it will show you the 4 stress courses. Then you can open them up and be like, where are all of those suffixes like et, itty, cigarette, ability, all of these endings that we have for longer words that can teach you where the stress would go. Maz Ahmed is asking, how can I sign up? If you go to rachelsenglishacademy.com, there's a green button. Click here to join. It will take you down to the bottom. You can choose which way you want to join. Click the button, and it'll take you to that cart to check out. You do have to have PayPal or a credit card. Or maybe I think a debit card might also work, but I'm not totally sure. Someone asks from the Academy, is the first vowel in a diphthong longer than the second one? In the I diphthong, which vowels are rounded? I doesn't have a lip rounding. O has a lip rounding. Ow has a lip rounding. I, A. So not every diphthong has lip rounding. What all diphthongs have is a movement, a change of mouth position. As you can see with the I diphthong, the movement is in the tongue, and because of that, the jaw has to shift. And yes, for all of them, the first half, I is going to be the longer part. If someone was saying, who said that? And I want to say, I said that. I'm going to say, I. I'm not going to say, I. So the first sound of a diphthong, which is 2 sounds attaching to each other, is going to be the dominant one, the one that's more important, the one that you would hold to a little bit longer if you were going to be holding it out. Okay, now I'm going to go to some questions that came in from the live stream, so keep them coming. Thank you, Yisel. Yes, I know my voice is sounding like a little bit of an issue. We've got someone who's been following me since 2022 in Brazil. Thank you. Giving me a huge hug. That's me hugging you back. So Felipe Gabriel is asking, is there a flap T in the phrase, what happened? Sometimes the H sound is dropped, but I'm talking about keeping the H sound. What happened? What happened? If you keep the H sound, then it can't be a flap T. In that case, it would be a quick stop T. So the rule of an ending T is if the next word begins with a consonant, in this case, the H consonant in the phrase, what happened? What happened? What happened? It's that quick stop of air. What happened? That signifies the T, that is the stop T. So that's how you would say the phrase, what happened? Quick stop T and then right into the H. Oh my gosh, what happened? What happened? What happened? Also, Felipe, something cool that we started in the Academy recently is we have a course called Student Requests, where we will record and make soundboards for you, words and phrases that you haven't found in the Academy but that you want to practice. So you could say, could somebody please record what happened for me? And then either me or Tom will get out our mic, we'll record what happened. And then our sound editor will go in, we'll make a slow motion version, and we'll go and put it in a soundboard so that you can practice, play it, say it, what happened, what happened, what happened, over and over 1,000,000 times if you want. So any phrase like this that you want to practice with, the same way we practice with the audio in the Academy, with the play it, say it method, you can request that. And every month we add to that course. Okay, Shiva says, if I have to learn pronunciation, do I have to memorize all the words? Yeah. It's so sad. But when you learn a word, you have to learn the pronunciation of it, because English is not a phonetic language. That means we cannot look at the letters and know how it's pronounced. Shiva, if you go to rachelsenglish.com, you go to the menu item and you click on resources. And from there, you click on something called the sound chart. That shows you all the different ways that any single letter or letter combination can be pronounced. And it's really eye-opening to how difficult it is to learn English pronunciation, because you do have to learn it as you learn the word. For me, if I'm reading and I see a word that I don't know, I have to look it up to learn the pronunciation. I cannot, if I guess, then it's just a guess, and I could be wrong. And yes, that's happened before. So even if I learn a new word now as a native speaker in my 40s, I have to look up the pronunciation to know how it's pronounced. Unless, of course, I learn it by hearing it. But if I learn it by reading it, by looking at the letters, gotta look it up to know. I think that's it, guys. That's all the questions that I'm seeing at the moment. Someone said, I tried to join the course, price $39, and I used the coupon live 10, but it didn't apply to this course. It should apply to this course. Let me go see if I can do that right now. Let me see what happens if I type in live 10. So I'm going to rachelsenglishacademy.com. No, rachelsenglishacademy.com. Okay, I'm clicking, I'm ready to join. I'm clicking the $39 essentials, join today. Coupon code. Where's the coupon code? Oh, here, have a coupon code? Yes, it's just 10. No, wait, live 10. Live 10, apply. Yes, it did work for me. You can't use two coupon codes. So if you were trying to use another coupon code and live 10, it's not going to work. But I can verify right now, the live 10 coupon code does work. And I love that you're giving Essentials a try. I love that course. I just finished it. Actually, there's a couple lessons still going to be released on June 1. Oh, you guys, I cannot tell you how much time I put into this course. So much more than I thought it would take to put this together, but I just kept getting these ideas about how to make the most effective learning experience for my kids, for my students. It's different from anything I've done before, and that's part of why I love it. Nisha's asking about a free playlist to understand the concepts from start to the highest level. I have a lot of playlists, but none of them are comprehensive like that. I mean, the thing is, there's not really a start and an end with pronunciation. And there are 100 different places you could start. With Essentials, I chose to start with one rhythmic pattern and build on that. But the other thing about the YouTube videos is they're just videos. You can learn something in a video, and it does not matter for your accent. Hardly at all. Unless you are also doing a bunch of training with it. And that's where the Academy comes in. On YouTube, there is no audio soundboard. There is no downloadable audio. In the Academy, it is so full of that. So when you learn a concept in a video, you then have all the lessons to support making it a habit. Otherwise, it's just incredibly frustrating to learn all of these things about the American accent, but to have no way to bring it into your own body. So that's why the Academy is so important, is so much better than simply the YouTube videos, because it builds on what you learn there in a way that you can meaningfully and easily, it's not quick, but it's pretty easy if you just do the method, get it into your body to change your own habit. I'm about to lose my voice, so I'm going to answer one more question. Nino is asking, how can I register or pay the price and schedule for a speaking class in group? So, Nino, we have a couple different options. We have classes that are taught by one of our teachers that are 5 weeks long, that are called, we call them WhatsApp classes because they meet on that platform. Those are excellent. If you're talking about a live class with me, then we send out an email 10 days before each class. And we ask for volunteers. So you do need to be checking your email. The subject is something like volunteers needed for the next live class. So make sure you're opening those emails. And if the timing works for you, that you're volunteering. From there, we use a random number generator to choose the students. Like I said, we don't choose everybody each time because the class would be too long. They're about an hour to an hour 10. So I work with 2 students, about 20 minutes each, and then I have time for questions. So if you don't get in the first time, then just keep volunteering, and in a couple times, probably your number will come up. We also don't take students right away. You have to have been in the Academy for, I think it's either 2 or 3 months before you can volunteer. We just found that if I work with students too soon after they join, it's just not that useful for them because they don't have enough of an understanding of the Academy and how it works to get the most out of my session. So that's how all of that works. And I've been doing the Academy for 8 years. I've met so many cool students. It's so fun working with people with all sorts of different language backgrounds. Everybody has an interesting story. So I would love to meet you. I would love to work with you. Now, people who sign up for Essentials do not get access to that. That's just people who are signed up for the lifetime level. But thank you guys so much. If you have more questions that didn't get answered in this live stream, you can email us. The whole team is waiting, is on call to be answering questions as they come in this week because we know that there might be a lot. Also, here's a suggestion I have. Get a friend or a family member to join the Academy with you at the same time. Be practice partners. Be accountability partners. Check in with each other. What did you work on today? What did you work on today? It's a great way to keep motivated and to keep going and to make it more fun. And what better time than to do it now when they can also sign up at a discount? Okay, guys, I think that's it. I hope that a bunch of you will go sign up for the Academy, and I will see you in the classroom. And until then, I am going live again on Sunday, so maybe I'll see some of you then. But thank you so much for joining me here. Goodbye, everyone.